stoked to be back in our kitchen to hang out with you, just to talk story. I don't know, I think of it, of the verse that we used, iron sharpens iron. And now, because of the pandemic, it's really hard for us to connect physically. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Yes, subscribing on our YouTube, Instagram,
Yes.
or Facebook. Any chance for us to just say, hey, we're human. We love Jesus, and we're trying to figure everything out. And today, you're going to love today, because this girl is going to share something that happened that hasn't happened to a lot of people. And all I can think about, Fiona, is that we all walk through hardships. We always, it's like that. Why does bad things happen to good people that are out there saying, here, God, send me. I want to. And we think that when we're on our knees praying, going to church, everything should be chipper.
We're going to be protected from anything hard.
Yeah, no tire being flattened, food always in the refrigerator. So we're going to get into it. In 2012, something bad happened to some incredible good people. Tell everybody what happened.
So our family, my husband and myself and my in-laws, because we lived together at that point, our house burned down to the ground.
To the ground.
To the ground, just ashes.
And you were in...
Yes.
Where I was born.
That's right, Colorado Springs. So it was the Waldo Canyon fire.
2012
in June.
You're married.
Yeah.
You have Olivia.
Yeah, I have Olivia. She's almost 2, and then I was 15 weeks pregnant with our second.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so give us the details. You see the fire coming towards you?
Yeah. So it's Saturday the 23rd, and I'm coming home from a breakfast, and I'm on the interstate, and I see a plume of smoke kind of in the direction of where our house is. I'm like, what? So I call Scott. He's at Best Buy. I'm like, babe, go to the front of the store. Just look out, because he was on the other side of the town, so you could see what the fire was. And he was like, oh, I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's kind of weird. So I get home. My mother-in-law is there with my daughter. Like, Mom, have you seen this? And she hadn't seen it yet. So she comes outside. She's like, oh, wow.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, because there was no sirens. There was nothing going on. It was just this massive plume of smoke.
Gosh.
And so we're waiting and waiting and waiting. Like, is anyone going to report on it? And then finally on the TV, a ticker began to kind of go across the bottom. And it was like, we're sending out news crews to the fire to check out what's happening. And then
So that was in the morning?
This was probably like 11 a.m.
So then when did you guys evacuate?
So probably by 4 p.m. that day. Over the course of the next 5 hours, it went from just pre-evacuation, so maybe kind of gather some things, to voluntary, if you want to get out now, to mandatory, get out now.
And you guys got out with the mandatory?
Yeah, and it was all precautionary. It wasn't even that it was barreling towards us. It was it wasn't under control by any means, but it was like 10 miles, 12 miles away from us. But it was just in our line of kind of, if it was going to do anything and come towards us, we were in the line of fire. So
if that happened to me, and I'm going to, it's mandatory. So I would be grabbing my clothes, my jewelry, my underwear, my favorite was, I don't know, all my stuff that mattered to me. So what did you do? I mean, did you grab it like a couple bags and just like stuff it?
I mean, they told us that to prepare for 3 days. That's it. Just 3 days of clothing, important documents, your computers. You'll be back in by next week. And so that's what we did. God did not at all reveal anything to our spirits that it was going to be more than 3 days. And I'm normally one that perceives God, and I think sometimes, and he said nothing. It was all quiet. And so all we gathered, were clothes for ourselves, our daughter, a bag of toys, our computer, and my important documents folder, which did not have everything in it. Ooh. Came to find out afterwards. Yeah.
That's it. That's really important, I guess,
yes,
to have
it. Absolutely. Because we had gone to an appointment a few weeks beforehand, and I hadn't recombined everything that I had taken out. So anyhow, so we go, and by the time it's mandatory evacuation, police are swarming the neighborhood on loudspeakers telling everyone to get out. And God, in his mercy, in this moment, Jesus was right there holding my hand. He knows that I am a big closure person. I need closure for my heart to kind of move on. And I was the last one out of the basement, because we were living in the basement at that point. And I looked around kind of at all of our belongings, and I was like, is there anything else I should grab that I would be sad if we lost? And I was like, nope. And I closed the door, and I said goodbye, and then I left.
Wow.
And even on the Tuesday the 26th, the infamous day, that morning, they were going to allow us people back into the neighborhood to grab more things. Because it started to look like we were going to be out for a few weeks now. So, but even on my list of things to grab, Tisha, we're talking strawberry jam, ramen. Are we in college? What? An extra pack and play, Scott's PS2, like nothing of value. No yearbooks, no wedding dress, nothing. No paper, like photographs, nothing.
Wait, strawberry jam over the wedding dress.
I didn't, honestly, I didn't even remember that I had a wedding dress.
Or the fact that maybe you thought that the house might not even burn down, right?
Probably, still, absolutely. We were not thinking.
So it burns down.
So that night, the winds changed. 60-mile-per-hour winds pushed that fire so fast, jumps a canyon, rushes down into our neighborhood, and within 2 hours, 346 homes burned to the ground. Ours being one of them. Yeah. And so, I mean, it was my in-laws' home, so all of their belongings, all of our belongings, just gone. And it burned so hot within probably like 30 minutes. It was burned down.
Wow.
Firemen that had been working for 50 years had never seen a fire like this before.
Oh my gosh.
It was devastating.
So you found some stuff
We did.
in the rubble.
We did. So a week later, we were allowed to get back into our properties and kind of look through the rubble and see if we could find anything of value. And gosh, my husband, he found this Bible that he had been given on the first day of seminary a year before. And it's just a little pocket Bible. And he picked it up and it was burned halfway through. And when he read the Bible verse that it landed on, we all were in tears.
Weeping. You want to read it?
So it was Psalm 20.
This is so good.
May the Lord...
I'm so sorry. Go
no worries. May the Lord answer you when you are in distress. May the name of the God of Jacob protect you. May he send you help from the sanctuary and grant you support from Zion. May he remember all your sacrifices and accept your burnt offerings.
Wow.
May he give you the desire of your heart and make all your plans succeed. May we shout for joy over your victory and lift up our banners in the name of our God.
Wow.
May the Lord grant all your requests. Now this I know. The Lord gives victory to his anointed. He answers him from his heavenly sanctuary with the victorious power of his right hand.
So good.
Verse 7. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God. They are brought to their knees and fall, but we rise up and stand firm.
Wow.
Lord, give us victory to the King, or give victory to the King. Answer us when we call. And in that moment, when Scott read out that Bible verse to us as we were rummaging through the rubble. So he's
reading it
in
the rubble.
In the rubble.
Where the house was standing and no longer standing.
Yes.
He reads this out loud.
He reads this out loud, and God gives me this vision that Jesus was in the house as it was burning down, and he came to that Bible and he picked it up, and he was like, letting pages upon pages burn. I mean, there's a lot of pages to get to verse 20. And then it gets to verse 20 and he says, chapter 20, sorry. He says, no more. And he sets it back down for us to find.
Oh my God.
And it just was, he was there. He was in the fire. He was in control. He allowed what burned to burn. He said that was okay. But he wanted to make sure this stake in the ground, that when some trust in chariots and some in horses, some in great might, some in protection, but we trust in the name of the Lord.
Yeah, it's that whole thing where it's like, you know, am I trusting in the things
Yes.
and the possessions and our talent, our positions? Like in Job, he says, naked I came in and naked I leave.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we're trying to find things to make us feel more valuable or more worthy, when it really is Jesus himself that we should be seated in. And if we're seated in him, with the peace that we're going to be living from peace instead of for peace. We're like, I'm living from peace. I'm this person. So there was one more story. You got one more rebel story? You want to share it later?
I'll share it later.
Share it later. Oh my gosh. You found something else.
We found something of great value.
Well, this was great value.
This was great value. But Jesus was so sweet to give us another item that he didn't let burn.
We're going to close up and we're out. We're going to see part 2 of the
Beauty from ashes.
bad things that happen to good people, and
Yeah.
you're not alone, friend.
You're not
we need you to know
Yeah.
you're not alone. I know sometimes we can go, why? And the self-pity comes in, and then it puts us in a place where we're murmuring, complaining, or we're disgruntled, and we're no longer functioning the way that God created us to function.
Yeah, and my family is living proof that you can walk through the fire, but you can come out the other side not even smelling like smoke, and that your relationship with Christ will be as solid as ever. The song that comes to mind is, I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who sung that?
I don't know.
I'm still standing.
It's in a kid's movie, I'm sure.
Way good. We love you. We're going to see you next week, and thank you for sharing that powerful, amazing testimony. And you've heard that before, where sometimes you go through a test to have a testimony, or a mess
Absolutely.
to have a message. Where you got one, friend. We'll see you next week, okay?
Much love.
Love you guys. Bye.